Let's start with these NBA contracts. Who really deserve their NBA contract this offseason? I'll start with the first guy. LeBron James got paid 2 years for 104. Did he deserve his contract?
Yeah, yeah. Me personally, I still think LeBron the best player in the game right now. You know what I'm saying? What he's doing at the age he's at, he's still the best in my eyes. But yeah, he deserves it. I at least want him to get one more ring before he get up out of there, bro. He got to get one more. He got to get one more just to solidify. Like his legacy is already solidified, but just that icing on it, you got to win one before you get up out of there. And they got to surround that man with some pieces, man. He need more shooting. I mean, they had Dalton Kincaid that help. I guess Bronny will help, but they need some more shooting around that man.
LeBron, he did definitely deserve the contract because of what he has done. Did bring a championship to the Lakers. So getting paid basically 50 million a year, it's not surprising. It's really not surprising to me. Like LeBron is what 39. You can argue still top 10 player in the league. If you think he's out, that's fine. Not you, but if people think he's out, that's fine. But he's still one of the best players. So given a player that can still impact the game to an extent, he definitely deserves 50 million a year. All right, next guy, Paul George. He got paid 4 years, 212 from the 76ers. Did Paul George deserve his contract this offseason?
Yes. I'm rocking with Paul George. I told you I think they got a legitimate chance to be to win a chip this year. So I got high hopes for Paul George. He deserved it. I mean, last season was his first like real healthy season in like the last 4 5 years, and he played really good. He didn't do the best in the playoffs, but they played really good. I think he deserved it. I think he's still a $200 million dollar guy.
I think Paul George, I think he deserved it. Like, he's still top 15. You want to say top 20, that's fine. Top 15 player in the league. And obviously that's his market. I think that's around mid 40s a year. So paying a guy like that who can potentially help you win a championship, I got no problem with that. It's just the only problem is like maybe to the Sixers, it's like, do you want to pay a guy 50 some million when he's probably what 37? And obviously we don't know what the future holds, but we don't know if Paul George is still going to be impactful in like that third year or that last year of the deal. But getting to 12 and like that's your market, I really have no problem with it. I think he deserves it. Next guy, James Harden. He signed 2 years, 70 million from the Los Angeles Clippers. Did James Harden deserve his contract this year?
That's about what 35 a year.
Yeah, it's 35. 35 a
Yeah,
year.
35 a year. Yeah, he low got more. To be honest with you, James Harden's still a top 10. If he's playing right, he's still low key a top 10 player in this league. So 35 mil a year, that's low key a steal. I'm for all four players getting their money, but he should have definitely got more because now PG gone. So now it's just gonna be him and Kawhi. So he gonna have to produce more now because that team it really ain't that good no more. They lost Westbrook. Um, yeah, and they need some. They're gonna need some more scoring.
James Harden, 2 years, 70 million. I'm kind of in the middle. It's like, yeah, like he is the second best player. Maybe I'd probably say at 30 million, but obviously 5 million difference. It is what it is. But I'd say in the middle. Like, yeah, he deserves it, but I feel like the Clippers had no choice because you was gonna
Yeah,
lose Paul George, and obviously going to a new arena, you got to sell the tickets. You got to sell like, hey, we got Kawhi Leonard, James Harden. Like, that's our big two. That's our dynamic duo. So you got to sell it. So I feel like they kind of had no choice but to give him that because even though James Harden played somewhat okay in the playoffs, the last two games he played pretty bad. But I feel like you just had no choice but to sign him. But I really don't have a problem with it. I don't think the Clippers gonna be contenders anyway. But that's another topic for another day.
Who you think do you think James Harden he deserved the same or less than PG? Because if you really think about it, they low key in the same tier as of right now as players.
I think James Harden. I think he deserves not as much as Paul George. I wouldn't say that. Because Paul George brings different dynamics to the game. Obviously, he's not the ball handler as James Harden, but he's still probably one of the best two-way players in the game. James Harden's just not a two-way player. So you can say Paul George might deserve that contract a little bit more than James Harden, but I say less because I think Paul George just does a little bit.
You know who didn't deserve a contract extension? Well, I
Who?
wouldn't say he didn't deserve it because all of them deserve to get their money, but he shouldn't have got this much. Evan Mobley. That boy does not deserve
He got paid
200,
5 years,
2,
224.
224. He does not deserve that. His play does not deserve that, bro. Ain't no way. What was he like? The number 2, 3 overall pick?
Was it number 3 or 2? One of
One
them.
of them. One of them. You have not produced like they was comparing this man to KG, Kevin Durant, all types of people. He has not deserved 224 million, bro. What has he done? When Darius Garland missed time, when Donovan Mitchell missed time, he had spurts, but this is what his third, fourth year in the league.
I think this is going into year 4.
And they say big men develop slowly, but bro, you had more than enough reps in order to get your game and take your game to the next level, bro. And then when Donovan Mitchell and Garland was out, he wasn't really doing anything for real, for real. I don't think he deserved that 224. I'd give him like 170, 180, but 200 plus, nah. And I get it, it's because of the NBA and the collective bargaining agreement. It always goes up and stuff like that. But nah, bro, 224, nah, he ain't deserve that. 180, cool. 170, cool. 224, no, no, sorry,
I,
you're not that guy, pal.
I think that's his market. So it's like paying 224 on a rookie extension. I mean, I don't have a problem with it because I mean, we can get to the others, but I can go down the list with all these people in that draft class. Don't none of them deserve that then because they
Nah,
haven't done
Cade
nothing
do.
either. See, I
Cade
knew
do.
you was gonna say Cade, but Cade has been hurt. When he plays, he's good, but he's been hurt. So why should he deserve it? But Evan Mobley, who you can say maybe he's not the biggest impactful, maybe he's not the second or third best player on the Cavs, but you can say that he has helped the Cavs get to the playoffs, and the Cavs ain't been to the playoffs after LeBron left. They ain't been there in like 5 years. So it's like
Yeah,
you gotta choose. You gotta be consistent because K been hurt. And Franz, you can say he don't deserve that either then. Because what has he done? Yes, he helped the Magic get to the playoffs. But you can say he had like a down year to an extent. His shooting wise down year. His shooting wise been bad. But I mean, what has he done? So it's like gotta go hand in hand.
I mean, yeah, health definitely does play a big part in it. But like you said, but it's two different dynamics because the Cavs team, they actually had a team around them. K ain't really have a team around them. I'm not in those locker rooms, but he could have sat out more games than what he did because it's like, bro, this team sucks. Ain't no reason for me to come out here and hoop and I end up potentially getting hurt again. And now I can't start the next year healthy when our team is just gonna be butt again. So it's like, that could be involved in it. But when K's out there, like you said, he produces. He shows me more than Evan Mobley. I'm comfortable with giving him 200 mil because that's like Zion. Like he's not as healthy, but I'm comfortable giving him 200 mil because I know what you can bring to the game. I know you could change a game at any given moment. I know you can win me multiple games. Evan Mobley, I don't really think he can win you games. Like he can probably have a game saving block or something like that. But other than that, I don't really see Evan Mobley giving me 5, 10 extra wins on the season. And then Franz, yeah, Franz had a bad shooting year, but he's progressing. He's the second best player on that team. You can see that he's coming into his own, that he's developing every single year. Yeah, he had a down shooting year, but players have down shooting years all the time. Next year, he might have a career high shooting year. Who knows? He might be shooting 40% from the three, but he deserves that because he's been hooping and improving every single year. Evan Mobley been stagnant.
Well, I could say, look who he's playing with. He's playing with Jared Allen, who to some people, Jared Allen just might be better, but he's playing next to another big. And Donovan Mitchell, who is the guy. So obviously that's just less shot attempts. Now I'll say this. I do think Evan Mobley probably should at least average 9 rebounds or at least double digits. I will definitely agree with that. But it's like, look who he's playing with. Look at Cade. Like you said, yes, it is the team, but he has no choice but to do all this. Like he's the guy. Maybe Evan Mobley just not that. Like maybe he just can't be the guy. But Cade has the opportunity to just do more because he is the guy. Evan Mobley, he just doesn't because I can say when Jared Allen was out, you can say Evan Mobley was playing good. Like you can really say he was playing good. I just feel like it just depends on who you're playing with. Because maybe even Franz, maybe if he has the option to go be the guy, on at least on a decent team, he might produce more. You never know. But I get it though. I definitely understand. But I mean, Kay been hurt. Yeah, Evan Mobley been hurt. He was hurt this year. Franz been a little inconsistent. Scotty, you could say the same thing. They ain't all in that same draft class. We can all say honestly, none of them deserve it, but that's their market, and you got to pay the most to keep your best players. So I got no problem with it. I have no problem with none of those guys getting 224 because that's just what the market is.
That boy
I think you do
Jonathan
the same
Isaac,
thing.
that boy Jonathan Isaac, he didn't deserve that contract either.
What was it?
I,
Only
he
84?
got
5 for
yeah,
84?
he got
That
5
ain't
for
nothing.
84. I mean,
That's
yeah,
nothing.
but
That's
bro,
only 16 a year. That ain't
he
nothing.
don't even stay on the court. You basically paying this man for a roster spot.
But
You
his
paying him
defense is
84 million
amazing.
for? Yes,
Defense
it
amazing.
is. It is when he's healthy, bro. That man had some scares last season. Every time he jumped, came down wrong, that he was limping off the court. I'm like, bro, this man cannot stay healthy. It's like
How
at
many
some point,
games?
at some point, bro. Like you got like I wish that man nothing but success and wish that he's healthy, for years to come. But bro, like you got a track record, bro. At some point, y'all gotta look at that track record and make some decisions. Because what's the
Last
whole
year he
point? That
played
that,
58
that money could go to
games.
somebody else.
He played like who? Who you gonna find better?
I mean, it could have went to they need more shooting. It could have went to at least two more shooters or something. That 84 mil.
All them shooters ain't gonna be able to get on the court though.
I mean, they need a point guard. They could have got a point. They could have got that money. They could have got that money to a point guard or something. A serviceable point guard. Tyrus Jones is out there.
I've always said the Magic needed a legit point guard. I've always said that, but I think they're comfortable with basically Jalen Suggs handling the ball and Paulo handling the ball and even Franz. So I think they're okay with that. And if you got a player who, to some, Jonathan Isaac, because he not this past year, but the last year he came back, only played 11 games. But this year, 58 games, you could say that's healthy for him after basically missing 3 years. You could really say that's healthy. So, and he's been amazing on defense. So, giving only 84 million to him, I don't really see the problem with it. I get it though, but I don't really see the problem. And I think it's because his defense is just so good. If his defense was okay decently, maybe they wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah. I think he was like 6'10" with a 7-something wingspan or something like that, bro.
Yeah,
That
something
man
like that.
long.
Something like that, bro. All right. We basically just talked about the rookie, so I'm gonna name some more. OG Anunoby got paid $212 for 5 years. Did OG Anunoby deserve that contract this summer?
I feel like that was an overpay. Like, I feel like guys that's getting that besides like the rookies and stuff now because like you said that's their market, but guys who's already getting paid and that's getting these $200 million contracts, bro, you gotta like OG's a really good two-way two-way player. He can knock down a good 3-and-D. He can knock down a corner three, and he can play some really good defense. Probably top 5, top 10 defender in the league. But bro, 200 mil, that's a lot. Just for him to give me about 10 to 12 points a game. I mean, granted, the Knicks, they got a bunch of players now, so he don't need to drop 20 or nothing like that. But when he left Toronto, didn't he say he was looking for a bigger offensive role?
Did he?
And it's
I
like
don't. I don't remember.
he ain't really showed that he can get me 15 to 20 a game. Like, what's his career average like? It's less than 15, ain't it?
Career average.
Yeah. I don't think
It's
he even
12.
averaged
12.
12, yeah. So it's like, if I'm giving you 200 mil, bro, you gotta at least give me at least 15 to 20 points per game, bro. On top of that great, amazing defense that you play.
Well, really after the bubble, OG has averaged 15, 17, 16, 15, and this year 14 points with the Knicks. And when he played, the Knicks were basically unbeatable. Like no one could beat them when he played. And yes, like maybe he should get like 15, 16 more, but it's like he's one, like you said, top 10 probably defender in the league. And you're basically, like I've always said, you're basically paying him, not paying him, but like bringing him back to beat Boston. You trying to beat Boston, and that's just what his market was. Like somebody was gonna give him 212. Somebody was gonna give him that. It don't matter because he's just one of the player that impacts winning. And we've seen it even when Julius Randle was out and he played to an extent, they were still good. They probably could have gone to the conference finals if he doesn't get hurt against the Pacers. Do they win? Doubt it, but they get there probably if he doesn't get hurt because they were
200
beating.
mil though?
It's a lot of players. Yes, that's your
212?
market. I mean, that's your market though. Like
Man.
that's your market, and he's still young. He's still young.
What, you like 26, 27?
He is. Let me check real quick. He is 27. He just turned 27. Literally just turned 27. That's still young. You're basically about to enter your prime.
Yeah.
So that's still young. Like, I don't have a problem. And when he played against the Sixers, he gave you 19 and 9, 17 and 6, basically averaged almost two steals, 16 and 14, 17 and 4. Like he played pretty good. I think like he's a good player, bro. And yes, I don't think we need him now if everybody's healthy. I don't think we need him to drop 20 points. I think you should probably get at least if he gives me at least 14, I'm cool with 14. Because he's not gonna be he's not even gonna be the third option. He's gonna be the fourth option on the team. And when a guy plays amazing defense like that, you're gonna get paid. Like Drew Holiday. Yes, Drew Holiday is like he's basically that same level, but Drew Holiday is like 34. He got paid like 135.
But that man,
if you can impact winning, I mean, I don't see the problem.
I mean, yeah, but Drew different. Like that man, he's in phenomenal shape. And I think he's barely been injured too. He like an Iron Man, just like Bron. So like him at 34 is way different than an average 34 NBA player.
What's that? That's 33 a year.
For Drew?
Like that's yes. Drew Holiday, like so basically when he gets 38, you're gonna be paying a 30-some-year-old almost close to 40. So it's like, I mean, like I said, if you can impact winning, I don't have a problem. And especially if that's your market, hey, give that man the bread, bro. Give him. And plus, another thing, you can't lose that man for nothing. You basically, because like, even though, like, I said, and I even talked to you about this. I said I didn't think the OG was like this big needle mover. Turns out I was wrong, and it kind of was a needle mover because they basically almost went to the conference finals. And then you basically you traded for him, and you basically just gave up two of your core players in Quickly and RJ. So it's like you kind of had no choice. It's kind of like with the Kyrie situation last year. You can't lose, even though Kyrie at that time, now he's been cool now, but at that time, Kyrie was doing a lot of extra stuff. And you can't lose him like that. Like I said it last time. I said I wouldn't pay Kyrie, like give him a 4-year deal. I think they gave him like a 4-year deal. I said I'd probably give him like maybe like 2, 3 at the max. But they did, because they had no choice. You can't lose a guy like that for nothing, especially when you trade him for a lot of pieces. So this is what you got to do. Because if you lose him, now you look kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because I don't think if they don't have OG, I don't think they are like, I'd say they're the second best team in the East. I wouldn't put them second best if they don't have OG. I don't put them in there.
They still got Mikal Bridges. I felt like they could have did like a sign and trade or something, bro. They could have flipped OG. They could have signed them for that, flipped them. Because like you said, some team was going to pay him that. So you could just sign and trade them and get some assets back. Because like Mitchell Robinson, they need another big. They lost Hardenstein. Mitchell Robinson is always hurt. And I think Tom Thibodeau just comfortable with going small, having Julius at the 5, and Jalen, Mikal, OG, and probably a shooter or something out there, or DiVincenzo or something. But they need a big. They need. Well, they got McBride coming off the bench, but they really need some more bench pieces too. They got Josh Hart. I mean, they got to find time for a lot of these players. But even if they did lose OG, I still feel like they could have competed. They could have competed in the East. Now, would that put them over the hump against Boston? No. And then with Philly now getting PG, I think they'd give them some go without OG, but I don't think they beating them. But with OG, they got a chance of beating them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you gotta do it, bro. This happens in every sport. You gotta overpay, even though that guy might not be worth it. You gotta overpay. That's just how it is. Not just basketball, but in just sports in general. I don't have a problem. I think he deserved it because he's been good, impactful player. I have no problem with it. Okay, I can do like a couple of more. DeMar DeRozan, he got paid 3 years, $74 million from the Kings in sign a trade. Did DeMar DeRozan deserve his contract?
Yes. DeMar DeRozan been hoping since he's been a Chicago Bulls. He took that team away from Zach. Everybody thought Zach was gonna be the main guy, the number one option, because he was coming off a good season before DeMar was. Yeah, I think he was coming off a good season before DeMar came, and then DeMar just came and stole the thunder. And DeMar still really, for I think he's like in his mid-30s. He's still been really good. He hasn't shown no signs of decline. He's even hitting the three ball a little bit now. His mid range is still deadly. And that was a nice pickup for the Kings because that gives them another score and it takes pressure off De'Aaron Fox. And now they got somebody, even though De'Aaron Fox can close himself, they got another guy who you can give it to and you know he's gonna get a bucket in crunch time. That was a really good pickup for them. He still deserves that money. Yeah.
Cause that's only 24 a year.
That's a steal.
So yeah, I don't have a problem, especially you really basically replacing DeRozan with you're replacing Harrison Barnes with DeRozan. No,
That's an upgrade.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yes,
That's
you're basically getting DeRozan for Harrison Barnes, and yes, that is definitely an upgrade. It's only for 24 a year, so it's really because I saw the contract. It's really only 2 years because the last year is like non-guarantee, and obviously we don't know how he's going to play out by then. But yeah, he deserves it because I've always said I felt like the Kings just needed another like consistent scorer. Like I like Malik Monk. Malik Monk is a good player, and I just feel like he's not on like the DeRozan level. Obviously, Sabonis, he's gonna be flirting with triple double, but he ain't the scorer like DeRozan. And you're basically putting all this weight on De'Aaron Fox to basically like close games out, and basically sometimes might have to go out there and give you a 30 or 40-point game. Now it can still happen, but when you got another consistent score, I don't have a problem with it. The only thing is the shooting might be a little iffy, especially like if they start like I think I think they're gonna keep Kevin Huerter because like you not keep him but start him. Like it's either pick your poison. Like you have Kevin Huerter out there to help with the shooting and spreading the floor, or you have Keon Ellis who isn't the best 3-point shooter, but a decent defender. So you gotta pick your poison with that. But overall, I think DeMar DeRozan deserved it. Like you said, it got a steal. 24 million is a steal. So yeah,
That team,
DeRozan deserves it.
that team in line, them gonna be kind of nasty too, because you got Fox at the one, then you got Monk at the two,
He
then
ain't
you got
started.
what De'Aaron at the three. I'm talking about to close the
Oh, I
game,
got you. I got you.
and then DeMar at the three. Was it
Keegan
Murray at
Murray.
the four, Keegan Murray at the four, and then Sabonis at the five? That's
Mhm.
gonna be kind of nice, because they low key can be sneaky in the West. Because you Malik Monk a knockdown shooter. Keegan Murray, Mike Brown, but telling that boy to shoot the ball every time you touch it. So, and then you got a playmaker in DeMar and Fox and Sabonis. It's gonna be. They got potential. They got potential to make some noise in the West.
If I had to, obviously, probably later when it gets close to the season, might do like a power ranking on like where I have such and such team. But as of right now, I don't think the Kings are a legit threat. Could they spook a team? Maybe, but not like championship contender. I don't think they're that.
Yeah, dark horse.
I think they can get to like they can win like a first round, and whoever they face in second, they can lose. But I mean, it depends. But I always say it depends on like what is your goals. Are you trying to win a championship, or are you just trying to be competitive? The Kings trying to be competitive. Hey, I'm all for it because Kings, I don't think they're gonna win a championship no time soon. But just being good, I'm cool with that. But yes, overall, DeRozan definitely deserves that contract. I'll probably do two more.
I
Isaiah
got one.
Harden. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Patrick Williams. Did he
What
deserve
he get
that?
paid like five? What is it? 5 years, 84 or something like that.
Not right now. I didn't right now. Hold on.
I think it was like 5 for 84. Something like that. Or was it 60? It's something. It's something in that realm. But I know what you're saying. Like me personally, I do think he deserves it because the Bulls the Bulls are in a rebuild. So at this point, you got to resign. Like you got to keep your young guys. And obviously, when Patrick Williams, not the guy, but when it was like no DeRozan and Zach LaVine, he's been pretty decent. It's just the only problem is his health. And there are times when he hasn't like you were saying with Evan Mobley, he hasn't really done nothing to get better. But I feel like them other players kind of like sometimes hamper the growth, and the injuries play a part. But I think he can be pretty good this year as the start because he's going to start at the four. So
Mm-hmm.
as the starting power forward. So yeah, because I remember what was it like early in the year? He was like, I deserve 20 million something. You know, you did not deserve that, brother. So
Did not.
getting this contract, I don't have a problem with it.
Because
Okay, it
he
was
signed for
5
like
years, 90
five.
million. Five.
Yeah, 5 years,
So
90.
that's
It
18.
was like
I'm okay with that.
you almost got you like he almost got his 20 mil a year, but I wouldn't even say he ain't worth 18. I'd give him at least 15 to 16, maybe 17 a year. But bro, he like you said, he has shown flashes and potentials like when he came when I think they had I think his second or third year, he had went back to summer league and he dominated in summer league and we was like, oh, okay, Patrick Williams gonna take the next step. But like you said, players can't help with that growth. But it's like, bro, you ain't that team needed him to score, and it's like he wasn't even aggressive. And the coaching staff and other players were saying they wanted him to play better. They wanted him to be aggressive, but he still wasn't. I mean, like, yeah, now you have no choice. It's only gonna be what Kobe White, you, as what the two best players on the team. Maybe Vooch if he's still there.
Well, Zach Levine's still there, so I think
I
Zach
think they're
Levine
gonna
is the
move
best
Zach
player.
though.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. But and you still got Josh Giddey. I'm actually expecting Josh Giddey to be really good this year. But that's another
Yeah, me
topic for
too.
another day.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, Patrick Williams, I think, and plus, if this doesn't work out, you could just flip him. And plus, I think he's on a movable contract. Like 18
No,
million
he is.
now, that ain't nothing. That's really nothing.
Hmm.
So you can, if it don't work out in let's say 2 years, 3 years, you would just flip him. And especially he gonna be young. Now the only thing that'll probably scare teams is just injuries. But if a team wants to take a flyer on him, I wouldn't. I'd take a flyer on him if especially if I got cap space. But nah, I'm in the middle. Like maybe around 14, 15, but 18 million. It's like it's not a problem to me. It's not really a problem to me. Okay, Isaiah Hartenstein. He got paid 3 years for 87 million from the Thunder. Do you think he deserved that contract?
Yeah, Hardenstein definitely deserved that. What he showed in the playoffs and once Mitchell Robinson went out, that boy was hooping. And he young. That boy got an old face, but he young. I think he's like 25 or younger. I think he's about like 25, 24, maybe 26 or something around that. So that's not bad at all because that's what about 20 something a year?
Oh, it's
Yeah, about what
29.
20, 29 a
He's
year?
close to 30.
And he's what 26, 27. Yeah, bro, that's not bad because he can pass, play D, he a good rebounder, good lob threat. Like, yeah, he deserved that, bro. And he performed in the playoffs. And the playoffs is where you get your money at.
I'm going to say I'm gonna say no, only because giving a guy 30 million who now I don't know where you stand. I don't know if they're gonna really start him or put him on the bench. Paying a guy 30 million to basically come off the bench, if they do that, it might be a little excessive. But the Thunder, they realize you gotta overpay. We need a big. Obviously, like you said, can play defense, he can pass, he's really good. He's a good rebounder. So it's like you kind of got to overpay, but 30 billion for a dude that did play good when Mitchell Robinson got out. It's like, mm, really, after 1 year giving a guy 30 million, I don't know. But maybe if it was me, I'd probably give him, I say 20 mil, maybe 20 a year.
I
Close
mean,
to
but
30, maybe a little stretch.
Hardenstein, he ain't never really had the chance besides last year to show like if he was a starter worthy big. Every time he got in though, he played really good. Even when he was a rookie and up till now, like he played good every time he got in. So it's like he never got a chance to show, what he could do if he was a starter besides last year. And so I'm thinking of Thunder banking on him repeating what he did last year for the Knicks. Because if he repeats what he did last year, does that make his contract valid then? Is he worth that close to 30 mil then if he has the same performance, if not better than last year?
Well, it depends. Is he going to start? Is he coming off the bench?
Starting.
But I mean, he average. Well, if he starts, I expect the same because he averaged what it said 8 and 7. So if he does
No, if he
average that
starting,
or a
he gonna
little
get
bit
more
more,
than that.
well, so okay, I'm expecting at least 10 and 10. Then if that's the case,
Yeah,
yeah, then I'll say
for sure.
yes. I'll say yes. Then. If he does start, yes, I'll say yes. But as of right now, giving 30 million off the back, I don't know, maybe stretching a little bit, but I mean, hey, you got your money. I have no problem with it. All right, I'm gonna do two more, and then we can move on to the next one. KCP, he got paid three years, 66 million from the Magic. Did he deserve it?
Yeah, KCP deserved that bread, but that man's an NBA champion, two-time NBA champion. That man still is a good 3 and D player, and his contract's not even that bad. 3 years for what 67?
That's
That's
only
not that's not
22.
that bad. Yeah, that's not
22.
that bad at all. And he brings championship experience and pedigree and professionalism. Yeah, KCP is definitely still worth that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he deserved it, like you said. Good 3 and D. He's probably the oldest guy on the team. If we're being honest, that
Hmm.
team is really young. They got a lot of young players. Bring shooting, something that they were definitely missing. Nothing against Derry Harris, but that's definitely an upgrade over him. Like getting KCP in the backcourt with Jalen Suggs. So now you got probably one of the best defensive backcourts in the league to some people, but only just 22 a year, especially when the Magic like this, they feel like it's their time to probably to them be one of the best teams in the East and potentially maybe go to ECF. Yeah, I definitely have no problem with that. Like I definitely think he deserved that contract. All right, last
He was
dude. What? Go ahead.
he was a big upgrade over Gary Harris. Boy, that man Gary Harris is boo
They
boo.
they resigned him too. They resigned him back. I don't know what it is. I don't know the contract, but they resigned him back. I mean, Gary Harris to come off the bench, I'm cool with that. But to start, no, I'm not. I'm not good. I'm not okay with that. All right, last dude, Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson got paid 3 years, $50 million. Did he deserve that contract?
Yeah, my boy deserves that contract, man. Come on now, stop. Y'all need to put some respect on Klay Thompson's name, bro. Like Klay Thompson still can hoop in the NBA, bro. And you say he got paid what again?
3 years, $50 million. So that's 16 a year.
Bro, that's a steal for Klay Thompson. Like, is Klay Thompson the same Klay Thompson he was a couple of years ago? No, but Klay is still a really good player in this league, bro. And the disrespect he gets is crazy. Like that man ain't damn near the top 5, top 3 shooter of all time. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing?
I mean, he deserves the contract. Let me say that first. But I've always said I think it's a super steal because I just said Klay Thompson wasn't worth 30. I've been staying with that basically the last year, like all year. Said he's not worth 30. I said he's probably at least worth in the 20s, maybe mid 20. But you only getting this man for 16 million, that's a super steal. Like, obviously he's not the defender like he was back in the day, but like you said, still top 3, top 5 shooter ever. And as long as he can shoot, play good, if he can give you what he basically did last year or just a little bit more, Mavericks got a steal. They definitely got a steal. I just didn't think he was worth 50 million. I mean 30 million. But I mean, if you want to say to his standards, he did kind of play bad. Like, I
No,
mean,
he
that's
did.
just fact. He just played
He
bad.
did.
Like he definitely had some stinkers, some super stinkers, and then a guy like him, you get moved to the bench, obviously there's a problem.
But Clay is kind of emotional, man. Like I feel like Clay is one. I'm not. That's not saying that like as a bad thing, but like, you know, when you got a bunch of noise rattling in your head, bro, it's hard to perform or it's hard to go to work. You know what I mean? Like you got all this stuff on your mind, and then now you're pressured, and it's your contract year. You know what I mean? So I think Clay wanted to stay with the Warriors for the rest of his career. So I think like all that stuff played a part, and that's why he had a bad year. I'm pretty sure this year coming up, he's on a revenge tour. He gonna play way better than what he did last year.
Well, I hope. I hope. Because I mean, last year he played 19. So I mean, he not played 19. He averaged I think 19 points. So what you
And
expecting?
that's
What,
and
like
that's not bad
22?
on a bad year. On a bad year, still averaging 20. That's not bad.
No, that's good. No, that's good for a guy that, like you said, if you want to say that's a bad year, well, to his standards, yeah, that is well. Okay, never mind. I take that back. He averaged. I'm adding up 18.
18.
Average
Oh, that's
18.
still not bad. And now you got Kyrie and Luca. He might get you, like you said, 20 to 22 a game. Because that's a lot. Clay is gonna get them shots up. He gonna get a bunch of shots up next year. Because he gonna be wide open so much. And Kyrie and Luca's gonna trust to give him the ball. So, like you said, that was a steal. 16 mil for Klay Thompson. Ultimate steal.